Trading from 0 to 100,000 coins within Ultimate Team does not need to be hard. And to show you so, in this video, we are going to be doing exactly that, going from 0 all the way up to 100k. And I'm going to be showing you every single trading method that you should be using every step of the way. But before we do get into the video, if you want some cheap, fast and easy coins, then there is no better place than U4GM. If you're interested, there is a link in the description down below. And as of right now, you can also go and use Fanatic to get a 5% discount. Thank you U4GM for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back into it. Trying to go from 0 to 100k, the most challenging part is that initial first step, because you're starting with nothing. How do you make coins when you don't have any coins to buy players to then make coins? So firstly, head over to your objectives, complete a few challenges there, which will reward you with XP, packs, but more importantly, coins. There are some very basic challenges where you just need to go and change a few things in your club and you will be rewarded with 150 coins. Not to mention that if you want to take a bit more time but potentially get a few extra coins, you could also go into a game. I recommend, if you are just starting out, to go into squad battles. You'll play against the AI and it is a hell of a lot easier. But once you have some coins into your account and you don't need much, we can go into our first trading method. And this is best done with either bronze or silver players. And quite simply, you are going to select the quality of the player, whether that be bronze or silver, and you're just going to search. You don't need to do anything more than that. That will give you every single card within that quality. And all you're going to do at this point is hold right on your controller, going past each and every single one. What you're looking out for is if one of these players have a bid on. If they have a bid on, it's a good indication that people are bidding on this card because it is listed below the lowest buy now. So once there is a player with a bid on, you're going to stop, you're going to add them to your watch list, you're going to quickly compare that player's price, and then you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to hold right, but this time we're checking what the lowest buy now is. So for example, if you came across a player with a bid on of 150 coins, you add them to your watch list, you compare that player's price, you hold right. And if you go across each and every single one and the lowest one has a buy now of 500 coins, you can go back to that original player that you found, the one that you added to your watch list, place a bid on them for 200 coins. And as this is either a bronze or silver player, depending what you're going for, it's likely you will be able to win that deal. And then you're going to list that player back onto the transfer market for 450. 450 is a good price because it means that you're undercutting the cheapest. You're now the cheapest. So if anyone looks for that player, they're going to buy yours. And bronze and silver players do sell. People use them all the time to go through SBCs. This is the first trading method to use, and you should be able to use this up until you get around 10,000 coins. It's going to be slow in the beginning as you will only be able to get 1 or 2 players depending on your overall coin balance, but as time goes on, this will increase because, and especially when looking at silver players with this, you will be able to buy players for 200 to 400 coins, but you will be able to then go and sell them on for 600 to being 1,000 coins plus. It's not uncommon for there to be silver players that go for 2,000-3,000 coins, and for you to get them way below market value. Once you do get to 10,000 coins, it's still worth continuously going through this method, but it's also worth partnering up with something else. I recommend bulk bidding. Some also call this mass bidding. And quite simply, it's exactly what it sounds like. You will bid on as many cards of a single player as possible, each one giving you just a couple hundred coins profit. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot. However, because you're bidding on 50 every single time, hopefully by the time they expire, you'll be winning at least 50% of those. So 25 players. Now they're all each making just a couple hundred coins, but because you now have 25 of them, every single hour, you'll be able to make thousands of coins profit just by this batch. And then you'll continue to keep on going through this. So to find a player, there isn't an exact method. You can go on a site such as FootWiz or FootBin to find a player within a price range that you're happy with. Myself, I really like going onto the transfer market and doing what I did in that previous method of just holding right until I find a player with a bid on, input that player's name into the transfer market, find their lowest buy now, and then make a decision of whether or not I want to continue going forward. If you're finding players which currently can be bidded on for 650 at their minimum, but they're selling at 700, it's not worth going for. As said, some of the best players at this stage are those who are going for 800 to 1,000 coins, but you can bid on them anywhere between 600 up to around 750. Of course, if you're getting them at 750 and listing them at 800, that's still not a good deal. You want to get them at 750 and list them for 1,000. So with this one, there may be a bit of trial and error going back and forth until you find a player. But once you find a player, you're gonna keep on using them. If a player has their lowest buy now at 800, you can place a bid at 600 and you're going to go through each and every single one that's listed. You'll know it's a good player because you're able to go and max out your watch list filled with 50 players and they're going to all expire within the next 10 minutes. If it's taken longer, say 30, 40 or even 50 minutes plus, then it's not a good player to go for. You'll also know it's going to be a good player because once they do expire, you'll be able to win more than 50%. If you're winning less than 50%, it's not a good player, in which you'll need to go back to the drawing board, find another player and go for this again. As said, there's quite a bit of trial and error, but once you find someone, you're just going to keep on bidding. It'll take just a couple minutes to go through the transfer market and bid on 50 to max out your watch list. They'll take 10 minutes to expire. You'll then list those players onto the transfer market and do it again. You'll keep this loop going. Bid on players, win them, send them to your transfer market, and then go back through to bid on more players. And the cool thing with this is that it is extremely time efficient. You don't need to be dedicating hours trading. You don't need to sit there and bid on every single one actively. You bid on them once, walk away, come back. How I used to use this method was doing exactly that. I would spend 5 minutes bidding on players. I will then go away, spend 10, 15, 20 minutes doing my work, come back, and then go and list those players to then go and bid on even more. Another way, and an even better way if you have the time, is to bid on these players, but only bid on 40 so that you have 10 spaces left on the transfer market, and then go through that silver method that we went through before. Honestly, this method can take you all the way up to 100,000 coins by itself, but we want a little bit extra on top of this. Once you get to around 75,000 coins, I recommend using the bronze pack method. Now, the bronze pack method is not going to make you a millionaire. In fact, it's not really great for making coins end of. However, it is a great club builder. With the silver method and also the bulk bidder method, you've got cash flow coming in. Coins are constantly flowing in without you needing to dedicate a ridiculous amount of time. With the bronze pack method, you are now spending 750 coins on every single bronze pack. Now the bronze pack itself, if you were just to open one, it's unlikely for you to make a return. However, if you keep on going through time and time again, eventually you will have players within that pack which pays for the pack itself and gives additional coins left over. With the players that sell, you're going to sell them onto the transfer market, but with those who do not sell, as in you compare their price and are listed 150 coins bid, 200 coins buy now, and no one's buying into them, you send them to your club and you're going to use them into SBCs. Now, this is a club builder because with those SBCs, you will be able to get more players and more packs. And that's where you're really able to profit from this. Eventually, you'll be able to upgrade them to great, amazing gold players or player of the month or icons, whatever it may be. Any type of player that is available within SBCs, you can eventually build up to them. And of course, that saves you a hell of a lot of coins without needing to buy those players directly off the transfer market to complete these SBCs. So that's why it's worth doing. Another thing that's worth doing, and this is more for once you get closer to 100k, is that you can start investing. Now, investing is similar in that you're not going to be paid out immediately. It's not that you're going to buy into one item, sell it for millions a couple seconds later, and there you go. The way I like to invest is long term. I will go into a cycle of buying fodder items. These are players 83 rated or above. I'll find them when they're at their lowest, buy one of each, send them to my club and wait. The second that an SBC releases, which requires a rating, that is when I can either sell those players on for profit now that there's more demand for them, or I can go and use them within the SBC itself, allowing me to complete it a fraction of the price compared to everyone else. This also crosses over into Team of the Week players. Every single week, I will buy one inform, which is valued anywhere between 10 to 30,000 coins, and I'll store them to my club. As time goes on, and this does take a few weeks, but as time goes on, they will gradually increase. The final thing to actually talk about, and this is more of a substitution, so to speak, is that when we were going through the bulk bidding method, there is another way in which you can make coins. However, I'm not a massive fan of it, but there's no denying other people will be able to use this. And this is through sniping. Whereas with the bulk bidding method, we're going through each player, we're bidding on the card, which takes just a few minutes, and then we're leaving them to do their thing. And hopefully once they expire, we get to go and win at least 50%. With sniping, slightly different in that you'll find a player as low as buy now, and instead of taking a couple hundred coins away to set that as the bid price, we will take a couple hundred coins away and set that as the buy now price. Now we'll constantly keep on spamming the transfer market to search for that player, and 9 out of 10 times it will say that there are no players that fit that parameter. However, occasionally, if you keep on doing this long enough and you have a good player selected, you will be able to find someone who is listed, quickly buy them and then list them onto the transfer market. Now, of course, this is a very good method to use, but the reason I prefer using bulk bidding is because it is one where I do just spend a few minutes and then I leave. I don't have to do anything else. Whereas with sniping, I need to actively keep on searching the transfer market. I need to be there at my console, keep on bidding. I personally don't like using the method, but I can't deny that it is still a way to make coins. So these are the only methods that you need to go from 1,000 up to 100,000 coins. Use the bronze, silver and bulk bidding methods to get the majority of the work done. However, it's also worth looking at sniping if you want to substitute that for bulk bidding, and it's also worth looking at the bronze pack method plus investing to build your club for the future stages and also future videos where we start talking about how you can go from 1,000 coins all the way up to 500,000. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see a bit more from me, then I highly recommend clicking that video on screen. That video will show you the ultimate beginner's guide to getting started within Ultimate Team. I hope you enjoy.